Hi everybody, Carson with Intense Tourism here, and I'm going to talk to you today about the Leave No Trace principle of planning ahead and preparing. Planning ahead and preparing requires understanding the regulations of where you are, being prepared in the event of emergencies, avoiding large groups to minimize use of the trails, packaging food so that there's minimal waste, and using maps and compasses so that you can stay on the beaten trail, the beaten path, and not disturb the fauna of the area. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to go over is the clothing you should wear. So when I go out, I like to do a bottom layer of some compression shorts. Again, they're not cotton, so they're not going to stick to your skin and cause you to lose a lot of heat. Top layer, I do a wool compression shirt. Again, not cotton, and also wool. If it gets wet, it's going to keep you insulated. My feet, wool socks all the way. Get them wet, they're still going to keep you insulated, and they're not cotton, so they're not going to make your feet stick and then freeze up. Hat, one of my favorite ways to go. I like to do a nice wide brim hat like so. It's great because if it's raining, it keeps the rain off your face, and if it's sunny, it keeps the sun off your face. Also, a little bit of fun. You can pull it up like this. You look like you're somebody out in the Australian outback. Next, I like to do a nice light sweatshirt right over. It's again kind of a stretchy material. It's not cotton, so it's not going to get all gross and keep the moisture in on you. It's moisture wicking actually, so it's going to keep it off you, which is great. Pants, I do my classic hiking pants. They're like just a basic cargo pant, really heavy material so they don't rip up, they don't tear. You can walk through brush and it won't cause any issues. Pockets to put all your necessities. These again are really old, really dirty. They've seen a couple trails, but nothing but the best. What you always want to bring with you is extra layers in case it gets cold. The Adirondacks especially, it just out of nowhere you can be covered in rain. Temperatures could drop like crazy, and especially when you're going up in elevation, temperatures begin to drop as well. So what I always like to do, I like to bring a nice light pair of gloves. These are good for, again, when it's raining, things are slippery, you got to grab onto stuff. Also, it saves your hands if you fall, because cut up hands when you fall is no fun. Scarf, again, if it gets real cold, it's going to keep your face warm. Also, if you don't have a winter hat, a big one like this, I mean, this is a pretty hefty one. You can wrap it around your head and keep your head warm too. Extra top layer, again, try to avoid cotton as much as possible. This is kind of an athletic material. It's a little oversized, so you can fit it over you, which is great. Then one more layer, I like to do a vest. Again, it's important to keep your core warm, the extremities. When you get cold, your body temp's going to pull into your core away from your extremities, so to keep your core warm, it's going to keep your blood's going to push out to your extremities and keep your extremities warm. Again, really light. Great thing about this, it packs away so you can save room in your backpack. All right, next we're going to talk about what you do when it rains. What I like to do when it rains, I'm not a big rain pants person, so I do big heavy gaiters like this. I put them over my boots right here, Gore-Tex boots, hefty ones. They're good for when you're walking on rocks. You're not going to roll an ankle or anything like that. And these are great, again, Gore-Tex. Really, when it comes to rain protection, Gore-Tex is the only way to go. Backpack cover. If you have all your stuff in your backpack and it rains and all your stuff gets wet, you're not going to have a good time. Always bring a backpack cover. And then, of course, handy-dandy raincoat. Again, this one's Gore-Tex. Again, really trusty raincoat. I just got it this year. I've been loving it. It's a great addition to my kit. All right, now let's talk about what you got on your back. What I like to do for a weekend trip, I like to do a 40-liter backpack. This is a 42-liter backpack. It's just a nice, tiny little thing. It's really good, really great to use. For like shelter, I like to do, sometimes it depends if it's nice out, I'm going to bring a hammock, I'm going to bring straps, put it up on a tree. It's really, you end up, you're not breaking down, stepping on the ground a bunch, and it's way lighter than carrying a tent and all that. Sleeping bag, keeps you warm. Gotta always have it with you no matter where you go. It's really tough. It's really not fun to spend a freezing cold night because you don't sleep and it makes the next day hike out no fun. If you do end up sleeping in a tent, I like to bring a sleeping pad. This one's nice, it inflates, it keeps you insulated so you're not losing all your heat to the ground, and it makes it way more comfortable than sleeping on a bunch of rocks. Then of course, you want your tent. This is a nice two-person tent, so you're, again, keeping your group size small, you're only using 2 people. It's not a big one, so it's not taking up, covering a bunch of area, so it's minimizing your use and reducing the impacts. Next, stove, really important. Again, good for boiling water, cooking your food, doing your whole thing. It's important to know about stoves. A lot of places, especially the Adirondacks and the wilderness areas, they don't allow open fires, so you have to have a stove like this. This is a Jetboil, it's a canister stove. It heats water up, boils water in like 15 minutes or something, maybe 10 minutes. It's a really good piece. Water bottles. I like to use these soft water bottles right here. They're lighter than like the hard plastic ones, and they're easier, they take up less space and they're easier to pack out. I usually bring about 4 liters, depending on if it's a one-day trip, I'll bring 2. But if it's like a weekend, I'll bring like 4 liters with me. And if I have to, I'll purify water as needed. Food. So I like to bring high calorie food. So you got your chocolates right here, nothing but the best. You got your nuts, almonds, real good stuff, high fat, real good. Also, bulk packaging reduces waste. Granola bars, they're easy to take right out of your pocket, eat them right up, real tasty. I like to do Cliff Bars, they're my favorite. And then some fruit, always good, bananas, apples, anything you can find. Again, you put those in your pack. You want to try to use as little packaging as possible so you don't have to pack it. You know, you have to end up packing it out. You can't leave it out in the woods, so little packaging is possible way to go. Best way to do that is storage containers right here. This is collapsible, takes up less space, but you're done finishing your food. Real easy, simple to use, pop it off, expands, you fill it up. Great little piece of equipment. So emergencies, you gotta be prepared for emergencies. Med kit, nothing crazy, nothing fancy, just the basics. This is what I like to use. Gotta have a map and a compass. I like to keep them waterproof. If your map gets wet and you can't read it, you're out of luck. Finally, I like to just keep a little emergency kit. This one right here has got bandages. It's got a tarp. It's got a whistle, signal for help. Mirror, signal for help. Little fire starter. Little monocular so you can see, and then I always keep extra batteries for my flashlight. This is really the kit I use. It's great. You gotta always be. This is how I prepare for all the hikes. I usually set it all out like this, load up my backpack, and I head on out. So that's gonna be it for this week for planning ahead and preparing. Next week, as I did promise that we would be doing campsite etiquette this week. We're gonna wait and do it next week. So we'll be coming at you next week with campsite etiquette. Have a great day.